This is the Orioles Postcast, your instant game reaction for the Baltimore Orioles. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Baltimore Orioles Postcast. This is Luke Slaybaugh. Been with you all year, giving you instant reaction to as many Oriole games as you and I can stand. The final score tonight, the Tampa Bay Rays 6 and the Baltimore Orioles 2. We stream this show live to YouTube, and it is available wherever you get your podcasts for free on demand. Seeing you all file in now, if there's any lapses in the stream or anything like that, go ahead, leave a shout in the comments. Internet sometimes can be a bit spotty. We'll get into the breaking stuff right here. If you were watching the bottom of the ninth inning, you saw Samuel Basallo get hit on the wrist by Rays closer Pete Fairbanks, and it is an interesting and developing story.
This is what you'll be talking about.
And to the naked eye, I would actually have to go back and watch it just one more time, but I'll give you what I can fathom right now. Bottom nine, Samuel Basallo leading off, playing first base tonight against right-hander Pete Fairbanks. Fairbanks, Mizzou alum, standout closer for the Rays for a few seasons now. Gets out to an 0-2 count in his favor. Two cutters at the knees that he rarely throws. And then goes high and in with the heater. 97 miles an hour, and it clips Basallo on the right wrist. 97 miles an hour. He immediately goes down in pain. Doesn't even move towards the first base line to walk. He is in agony. The trainer comes out. Tony Mansolino, the interim manager, comes out, and they walk him off the field. 4 games left to go in this season, and that happens. Yikes. Couldn't have asked for a worse potential scenario. Again, this is just happening right now. We shoot from the hip on this show. It's an instant reaction. Haven't heard from Tony Mansolino. Haven't heard from the team. However, the rookie who wants to play here for 8 or 9 more years, who already signed that extension, and who has all the potential in the world. Yikes. Kobe Mayo pinch runs. It's a 6-2 ball game. The O's aren't winning this. Very unlikely at this stage that they are. Adley grounds out into a double play. Rutschman and Ryan Mountcastle flies out to right to end the game. Camera shot by Masson after the final out shows Fairbanks blowing a kiss to the Orioles dugout. Didn't we already see that from the Blue Jays closer not too long ago? How awkward and just unnecessary that type of hemming and hawing is. And yeah, I'm sure there were a couple of Orioles at the top step of the dugout who had some choice words to say, standing up for their teammates. However, in the case of an injury, when there's actually something at stake here, young man's career and livelihood, what are you doing? Fairbanks, the same year that I was at Mizzou, did not know each other. As strange. 4 games to go, and this rubber game tomorrow. It just feels like there's bad blood between these teams. It's just been a really clunky, awkward series for the whole season. It just feels off. Maybe there's something there that I'm missing, but that's the skinny on it. And I'll let you know if it's a nothing burger or if there's some more concern on tomorrow's post-game show. So I guess to put this in perspective, we're going to re-rack the show right now. The games at this point do not matter in terms of wins or losses, playoff probability. Those are eliminated. It's not happening. Couldn't happen really for the Rays either. They could get back to 500 if they win out. Other than that, the goal is to get out of this puppy healthy. And it's the same in the case of right-hander Tyler Wells. Had his worst start since coming off the injured list. The weapon of choice early was the changeup, and he got squared up quite a bit. First batter of the game, Chandler Simpson with a single. Brandon Lau doubling immediately after to right field. So with 2 batters, the Rays already get a run and make it 1-0. Every leadoff man reaches against Wells in the 4 innings that he throws tonight. Richie Palacios leads off. Former Towson Tiger doubles to right, gets a fastball in on the hands at 94, swipes third base off of Adley Rutschman. Then Hunter Fiducia doubles to right. A 10-pitch at bat, pounces on a fastball whose velocity is ticking just a little bit below average there. 2-0 ball game. And Brandon Lau, his 31st home run of the year to lead off the third, a changeup hanging at 85 against Tyler Wells. 4 innings for Wellesley, 3 earned runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts, averaging nearly 20 pitches per inning, 79 over 4 frames. It was his weakest start since coming off the IL, and to be honest, yes, pull the plug. Don't even flirt with the temptation of sending him out again. Don't get the pitch count up. If he is off, if he doesn't have a feel for the off speed, okay, sit him down, let the relievers get this thing to the ninth. So commend the Orioles for getting Wells out of there after giving up 3 runs in 3 innings and then pitching a scoreless fourth. This could have been a game. The O's tack on 2 in the bottom of the 8th. However, left-hander Dietrich Enns in the bullpen also give up a string of runs. The Rays get 1 in the 6th, 1 in the 7th, and 1 in the 8th. In the top of the 6th, Richie Palacio singles a 1-2 cutter up the middle. And then Tristan Gray, a first pitch fastball in on his hands, doubles off the right field wall. Poorly played by Tyler O'Neill. He's given an error in retrospect, trying to field it with a glove. The scorer eventually, as he bobbles that ball, he is given an error. The general. That was a 2-1 cutter on Palacios, by the way. He scores on that double, trekking it around the bases to make it a 4-0 game. Coming up, we'll talk a little bit of history that the O's could have made tonight on offense, not the good kind. And we'll look ahead to the rubber game and the finale against the Rays. Home finale, the final home series of the 2025 campaign. Can you believe it's here? It's the Orioles Postcast. Time flies. Turn the clocks back to March. Outside of Bend, Oregon, and I'm on a retreat with the one and only Connor Newcomb. And we're sitting around a campfire. A couple others with us from the Locked On Network were holding hands. The smell of sage in the air. And Connor turns to me and he whispers, "Luke, are you ready?" And I said, "Ready? Ready for what?" He said, "Are you Rugiet ready?" And I didn't know what he meant. Didn't know what Rugiet was. Had to go half the baseball season without knowing what Rugiet was. And then there was one ad copy that I read, and then it disappeared. But for me, for the guy who has been looking for something better than Viagra or Cialis, Rugiet go long went long for me. It's not just an ED pill. It's a total game changer for confidence. For confidence. Ever since I've gotten here, it's been deep dish pizza and people complaining, yelling at me about ED. It's bad. 5-second sleigh ball was what I was called. I can't believe it. But Rugiet can last up to 36 hours. That's confidence all day, all night, even into the next day. I pop a Rugiet, we do a 36-hour postcast. 36 hours. Ready to level up your confidence? Head to rugiet.com and use promo code LOCKEDONMLB for 15% off your first order. That's Rugiet, rugiet.com, promo code LOCKEDONMLB. Make sure to use the code so they know that we sent you. I'm also sending you to Gametime. I've sent you to Gametime all year. Nothing like catching a baseball game live. I did that last night. Energy, crowd, chances to see your favorite teams and players in person. But the cues, all the unnecessary stuff around it, takes all the fun out of buying tickets. That's why I use Gametime. Gives the advantage back to fans. It's backed by the Gametime guarantee. Fast and easy. 100% authentic tickets delivered on time. All fees are included. It's faster, cheaper, and less stressful than any other way I've bought tickets. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's promo code LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Gametime today. Uno mas from the fans at FanDuel. NFL season well underway. And Pete Carroll is saying, why did I do this? Why did I pick this job? Right now, new customers with FanDuel can bet just $5. And if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Makes every game more exciting. Whether you're watching your team or queuing up that NFL Sunday ticket, I'm still trying to get mine to work. If you're ready to pay, download the FanDuel app now by visiting fanduel.com to get started. That's fanduel.com to place your first $5 bet. John Poffenbarger is bringing us home with the quote here. What was that crapola from Pete Fairbanks? Dude must be a jerk. Must have a chip on his shoulder. And Nehemiah Lockett also speaks to a truth. I had mentioned at the end of Sunday's postcast that I would not be in on Tuesday. I had some pressing matters to attend to, and I apologize. It has been a long gap since either me or Connor has done a show here. It's been a minute since yesterday morning, no? So that's almost, I mean, that is 24 hours without a show here. Usually not the case, but we are in wind down mode, both of us. It has been 3,696 days since the Baltimore Orioles have been no hit. Hisashi Iwakuma, your record is safe. Could have happened tonight. The O's go 6 innings without recording a hit against right-hander Shane Baz and company. Baz has some good stuff in the tank, good fastball velo. Hadn't seen the O's in 3 years. And if you search his name on Twitter right now or X, it is a bunch of really salty betters. And I know this show is sponsored by FanDuel. We don't go on the air without them. They're very pivotal to the show, and we love them. Man, don't put the mortgage on Shane Baz. 49 pitches through 4 frames and 31 strikes, 4 hitless innings, 3 walks and 3 strikeouts. He was surprisingly efficient, had a couple of double play balls and defensive plays behind his back to support him. But man, Shane Baz. Best chance that the O's had against Baz was in the bottom of the third, and it's the subject of tonight's turning point.
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Colton Cowser leading it off, a full count against Baz, who misses high with the fastball to walk him. Jeremiah Jackson, who entered this game with a 3.43 batting average with runners in scoring position, could have kept the line moving. However, he wisely lays off a 3-1 knuckle curve just at the knees. The strike zone and Savant and Game Day made it look like it was there. On the broadcast to the naked eye, it looked a touch low. There are discrepancies in the technology and the actual game film. With 1 out, Jordan Westburg behind in the count 0-1. Falls for that knuckle curve middle away. Falls right into the bear trap. Hits it right to second base. Palacios to short. Tristan Gray over to first base for a double play to end the inning. It's a 3-0 ball game at the time, and it seemed like if you were going to get on the board and scratch or run across and get back in this game, that would have been the time. Bottom 7, Tyler O'Neill leading off against right-hander Griffin Jacks. Former Air Force Falcon Griffin Jacks, mind you. Gets a sweeper over the plate, belts it into left field for the first hit of the ball game. Adley Rutschman walks with 1 out, and then Ryan Mountcastle. 2-seamer low and in at 97, hits a 1-hopper to Tristan Gray. And not that Mountie was going to beat this grounder out anyway. However, it's hard hit off the bat. It's kind of a short hopper. Someone has to see that ball. Someone has to hear that the ball is on the ground. O'Neill stops in his track and tags. Adley does the same. There's 1 out, and the Rays could have moonwalked this and done the worm and still done a whole Savannah Bananas type of gag and would have gotten the double play. If there were no outs, it would have been a triple play, and that would have been embarrassing. But it's not. And less embarrassing is that the O's break the shutout. Good old friend Brian Baker, the right-hander traded before the draft, is to thank for that right before the draft for Slater DeBrun. Cowser walks. Baker struggling to land his off speed. Where have I seen this movie before? Dylan Beavers then singles through the right side on the fastball, advances on a change in the dirt, ruled a wild pitch, and then Jordan Westburg hits a bullet up the middle. Off of the glove of the second baseman, 2-run score, makes it a 6-2 ball game. The O's cannot etch across any more runs. Gunnar Henderson strikes out, and O'Neill, first pitch fastball, just hit a bullet to third base, an absolute laser. And unfortunately, it turned into a fielder's choice. Nothing you could do about that. Personally, you're down 4 runs. I'm not like crazy about swinging at the first pitch because you're in the business of getting base runners. However, the way that ball was hit, the location, I'll survive. I have a soft spot for Tyler O'Neill. It's growing more firm by the day, but it's a soft spot. The O's carry on. They look to have their 3rd straight winning season against the Rays for the first time in 9 years. Go back to 2014 through 2016. Those outstanding Orioles squads. They were the last teams to have 3 consecutive winning seasons against Tampa Bay. The season record right now stands at 6-6. It'll be left-hander Cade Povich on the bump against right-hander Drew Rasmussen. Povich is 3-8 with a 5.06 ERA. He has yet to record his first win against an AL East opponent. Would be prime time to do it against the Rays, whom he has never faced before. That'll be fun. Rasmussen pitched against the Orioles on June 19th. That series was down in Tampa at the old Mickey Mouse ballpark, the Steinbrenner Field. 5 1/3, 2 earned runs in a 4-1 loss to the O's. I want you to take a look. Listen to the pitchers that threw for the Orioles in that game. Charlie Morton, Sir Anthony Dominguez, left-hander Greg Soto, Brian Baker, and Felix Bautista. Haven't heard from any of them and won't in this series. Thanks so much for tuning in here on the Orioles Postcast. I want to say thank you for tuning in. We are winding this one down. This season, 4 more games, and I will be here for each one. The final score tonight: the Tampa Bay Rays 6 and the Baltimore Orioles 2. Good night. Stay safe. I'll see you right back here tomorrow afternoon.